Assalamu alaikum. I am Luqman Qaida and this is 𝐂𝐸𝐲 Academy. In today's episode, inshallah, we will discuss letter ذال. So, stay tuned.
𝐂𝐸𝐲 Academy.
So, this is just to remind you that we are explaining using Al-Minhaj book, the 𝐂𝐸𝐲 Academy book. Okay, so in the last classes we discussed all these letters from letter Alif to letter Dal, and today inshallah it's letter Dal turn. Okay, so our discussion today inshallah about letter Dal. Okay, so as we know, we discuss all letters through these four questions. The first one, what is the point of articulation and how to pronounce it? The second one, whether this letter is heavy or light. The third one, what is the counterpart of this letter in English? The fourth one, what about the common mistakes when pronouncing this letter? So let's move to the first question, which is what is the point of articulation of letter Dal and how we pronounce it? Okay, so now I will say this letter and you have to discover by yourself what is the point of articulation. The, Dhal, 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 Dhal. So it's so clear that the point of articulation is the tongue. Okay, this is the point of articulation, but from the which part? Let's imagine that this is the tongue, okay, and the mouth is here, and we divide as we always do the tongue into three parts. Okay, this part is the top of the tongue, the middle of the tongue, and the back of the tongue. Okay, so from which part? You see this part, which is the top part of the tongue. Okay, from the top part of the tongue we have the tip of the tongue. The tip of the tongue is the first part of the top of the tongue, which is this part. This is the tip of the tongue, the first part of the top of the tongue. Okay, so this top part touches the edge, this edge. Who can describe this edge? Who can describe it? This edge is the edge of upper two front incisors. This edge, the edge of the upper two front incisors. So we pronounce letter there by making the tip of the tongue, which is this part, the tip of the tongue touches the edge of the upper two front incisors, which is this part, the edge of the upper two front incisors. This is how can we pronounce letter Dal. The tip of the tongue touches the edge of the upper two front incisors. The. Okay, and here is also a common mistake, which is you have to pronounce letter th, letter Dhal, and letter Dha by sticking the tip of the tongue out. Okay, as we said in the episode of letter th, saying you have to pronounce this letter by sticking the tip of the tongue out is not an accurate saying. Is not an accurate. Why is not an accurate? Because it's not sticking the tongue out. We can stick our tongue out by this, and we can stick our tongue out by this, okay, so it's not sticking the tongue out, it's making the tip of the tongue touches the edge of the upper two front incisors. Okay, so let's take an example from the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, الذين آمنوا ولم يلبسوا إيمانهم بظلم أولئك لهم الأمن وهم مهتدون. الذين الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات طوبى لهم وحسن مآب. Okay, so الذين, الذي, the, ذو, the, ذو. Okay, so this is how to pronounce it. The tip of the tongue touches the edge of upper two front incisors. Okay, so let's now move to the next question, which is whether this letter is heavy or light letter. Again and again and again and again. The translation of this question, whether the back of the tongue will be raised or not. If it's raised, it will be heavy. If it's not raised, it will be light. So, if I told you now that the back of the tongue will not be raised when we pronounce letter Dhāl, you have to discover and you have to say that letter Dhāl is a light letter. And this is correct. Letter Dhāl is a light letter. Why is a light letter? Because the back of the tongue will not be raised. The. Okay. What if the back of the tongue is raised? We say the. This is another Arabic letter, another Arabic sound, which is letter the, but we will not discuss it now. We will discuss it in the episode inshallah of letter the. So the difference between letter Dhāl, which is a light letter, and letter the, which we will discuss later inshallah, is just the raising of the tongue and not raising. So the letter Dhāl, the back of the tongue will not be raised, but letter the back of the tongue will be raised. Okay, so try to concentrate and focus on this point, because you see just two similar letters, but the difference, just the difference between these two letters, the heaviness and lightness, as letter Dhāl is a light one while letter the is a heavy one. Letter Dhāl, the back of the tongue will not be raised. Letter the back of the tongue is raised. So the matter is not easy. The matter is not like simple. No, just one letter change. Just one thing which is raising the tongue, raising the back of the tongue, will change the letter completely. And if the letter is changed, this might change the meaning. Okay, if the letter is changed, this might change the meaning. And not just to change the meaning, it might change the meaning to the opposite meaning. Okay, as we said in the introduction of this course. Okay, so our answer here is letter Dhāl is a light letter. Okay, so let's move now to the next question, which is what is the counterpart of letter Dhāl in English? Okay, we have here letter Dhāl. Okay, let's write it again. Letter Dhāl. If you remember, by the way, letter Dhāl, as we said in the end of the last episode, that it's a shape mate of letter Dhāl. Okay, this is just remember. So letter Dhāl here, what is its counterpart? Now we have, I will say something for you. Now we have two H in English. Two H. I mean two sounds of two H. Okay, so we have two H. Two H. Okay, the pronunciation. Okay, let's take an examples. Okay, so we will say, for example, the letter first th as in the word the, and the second th as in the word thank, or thank you. Okay, so now I want to ask you whether th you choose for letter Dhāl, the th in the word the or the th in the word thanks, which one of these th you choose. Try to think. For sure it's the th of the word the. Okay, the first one, the definite article. Okay, so the. So the counterpart of letter Dhāl is th, but which th as in the word the. Okay, so what about the th in the word thanks? this th as in the word thanks, it's the counterpart of letter th, as we discussed in the letter th. For those who remember letter th, if you didn't see the episode of letter th, go and watch it first. So this is the pronunciation, and the counterpart of letter th, the th as in the word thanks. Okay, but let's now forget this. We are speaking about the counterpart of letter dhal, which is th, but as in the word the. Okay, so let's now move to the next question, which is the last question, which is what about the common mistakes when pronouncing letter dhal? Okay, so the common mistake when pronouncing letter dhal is pronouncing like letter zay or zay, pronouncing like letter zay or zay. So we didn't discuss this letter yet, because this letter is, we'll discuss it in the next episode. It's the next letter, but the sound of this letter is looks like the sound of letter Z in English. Z, not the. Okay, because as you noticed, it's so similar. They are so similar. Some people pronounce letter dhal as letter zay or zay. Okay, so they say, for example, الذين. They say the word الذين. They say الذين. They don't make the tip of the tongue touches the edge of upper two front incisors. الذين. No, they say الذين, and this is wrong, by the way. Okay, I have a surprise here for you. This mistake is not just among non-native Arabic speakers. I hear this mistake even among native Arabic speakers. Some native Arabic speakers say الذين. This wrong pronunciation, الذين, they make الذال as letter zay, الذين instead of الذين. You can imagine how? Yes, I hear this a lot of I hear this from a lot of people, a lot of students say الذين instead of الذين, but the correct pronunciation is الذين. So how to make this? Just to make the tip of the tongue touch the edge of upper two front incisors. الذين. Okay. So let's now take some examples from the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah in the Quran after Surah Al-Fatiha, in the second ayah, ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says, ذلك نتلوه عليك من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. ذلك نتلوه عليك من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. ذلك نتلوه عليك من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. Okay, so I hope you now can pronounce this letter correctly, and I think now this is the end of our discussion today. So if you have any question or if you face any difficulties while you pronounce this letter, just let me know in the comment section, and inshallah I will answer all of your questions. And the next episode, inshallah, we will discuss the next letter, which is letter Ra. Not Zay, as we said, sorry, not Zay. The Zay is the letter after Ra. Okay, so the next letter is the letter Ra, which is the part 10 of this series, the part 10 of the Arabic alphabet letters. So see you inshallah in the next class, in the next episode. Now we came to the end of this episode. So if you want to follow up the next episodes, consider subscribing. Also, if you want a qualified Quran tutor, whether for yourself or your kids, we are providing online Quran classes. Don't forget to check out our app. See you inshallah in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum.
Shaykhi Academy. Learn and enjoy.